Welcome to Dateline Health. This is Fred Lippman coming to you from Nova Southeastern University. We are dominantly a healthcare show, but at some time we like to talk about the health of the community. And even though there will be discussions about certain elements of healthcare, the focus of this show is the issues related to veterans' resources, and that includes health. So some of the issues will be relatable to your requests relative to certain questions you've asked, but I thought it would be wonderful to bring in two individuals that are involved with the 22 project, and I'm going to ask the co-founder of the 22 project, Alex Cruz, to tell me what that project is.
Excellent. Thanks for having me, Dr. Lippman. It's a pleasure to be here. The 22 Project was founded in 2014 as we saw veterans coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, recent wars. We were seeing a high number of suicide rates. We were aware of that through a lot of the media and from my experience in radiology and imaging, doing a specialized type of brain SPECT imaging, which is nuclear medicine, we're able to look at brain function. It gave us an image of veterans that were suffering from traumatic brain injury and PTSD that sometimes is undetectable by MRI and CAT scan. I knew from my experience in 2009 working with Gulf War veterans that there was treatments out there being used that can improve brain function, that can stimulate brain stem cells production, and within a short period of time we were seeing improvements in sleep, we were seeing improvements in cognitive behavior, executive function, different things, and then we would do a pre and post brain SPECT scan, and within 8 weeks we would see the frontal lobe, different regions of the brain light up that weren't being utilized in the past due to what we believe and our radiologists believe were from the experiences that they had while they were serving. So my wife and I, who's the other co-founder, being a business owner, we decided, well, let's see how many veterans we can help. These were young men, usually 27 to 30, early 30s coming back, and we just felt we can help them. And by word of mouth and grassroots effort, one became two, then two became four, and in the last 2 years we've helped over 24 veterans not only improve their quality of life, but have helped them partnering with Mission United and great organizations like that, pointing them now into career paths, education paths, because now they have a healthier life. They want to get on with their life. They want to move into a civilian career. And what better way to do it than to partner with somebody like Mission United?
And now we talk about Mission United, which to me is one of the great efforts that have been brought about here in South Florida. So, Master Sergeant Sir Ken Jude, welcome to the show.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lippman. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here today to be with the 22 Project in an issue in this program. Mission United is part of United Way of Broward County. 6 years ago, roughly, some gentlemen were sitting around a table and presented an ideal to United Way, saying, look, we need to find the possibility of creating something that helps veterans transition, whether they're coming back from active duty or returning from a deployment. As we know, there's been multiple deployments, and some of these veterans have deployed multiple times. From my experience as a retired Army Sergeant Major doing 29 years of service, I can use an Army format for you, or an example. If I need to navigate something within the Army community, I can go down on the local Army base and go to a thing called Army Community Services. They have every resource that's available, not only on the installation, the military installation, but also in the community that resides right outside the gates of the military installation. And if a soldier needs something or needs to network with something, they help provide that assistance. The one thing that I'm really blessed and honored to be a part of this program is because for 29 years I had a purpose of having soldiers be where they need to be so that we can actually do what the commander has asked us to do. And if the president calls, we're able to deploy and do our wartime mission. Now I'm able to continue to serve those who have served. And what Mission United really provides, it provides that Army Community Service, so to speak, network where we help our veterans that are coming back or ones that have been here for a long time, to include World War II, the Korean War, the Forgotten War, our Vietnam veterans, and of course, the first Gulf War and since 9/11. Help those veterans transition, give them the opportunity to understand what resources are available in our community. And I am not a born resident of Broward County or South Florida. I chose to come here because of, one, what Florida offers for veterans, but understanding what just Broward County does through volunteers, donors, and support mechanisms that help the veteran community is just amazing. And I'm proud to be a part of this system. But, it really helps veterans navigate. We do it through case management. And not every veteran understands or probably will self-identify that they have a problem. But when we can sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with the veteran, kind of get to know them, where they're coming from, what they're doing in life right now, sometimes we're able to identify those things or other things that, hey, we know the perfect organization, like the 22 Project, where a veteran might be struggling with some things, that we can refer them and let them get the help and or those resources that they truly need. And networking in positive ways, where we're working with NSU, FAU, Broward College, Miami-Dade College, and helping the veterans understand what possibilities are there, how they can use their GI Bill benefits, and maybe some good careers that they can actually get into. But I will tell you, the one thing that Mission United is doing, one of the things that I'm promoting, I'm hoping at the end of the day, as we help veterans with that hand up, that once they identify and they get a solid foundation underneath their feet, they get involved in their individual communities and participate in what they feel strong about and give back to their individual communities. Veterans are a powerful resource that sometimes we forget. And when we help veterans overcome any barriers that they have from multiple deployments, they really have an opportunity to serve and provide great resources to our local elected officials and to our community as a whole.
It's firstly, I'm very proud of our participation at Nova Southeastern University with Mission United. But as you well know, that one of those people that was sitting around the table, one of those founders, was the past president of Nova Southeastern University, who is now the chancellor, and that's Ray Ferrero Jr. And a proud Marine, by the way.
Absolutely.
And he would tell you that it was an imperative that we become involved. We are involved. We have a large veterans organization here at Nova Southeastern University. We have a lot of veterans that are now students and finding their way back into a career or enhancing their knowledge to enable them to be certified in different areas. And there are a lot of people that are out there. Less than 1% of our population are serving to protect the rights and privileges that are given to us here in this great country of the United States of America. But looking at you, knowing that you gave 29 years of service and multiple deployments into some very dangerous environments, I not only do I thank you, but I salute you. And I just want the people out there to know that here at Nova Southeastern University and in our community, because of United Way, that we do have this very, very specific and highly recognized Mission United. It's very, very well known around the country. And it isn't being done to be well known, it's done to do a good job. And that's what's important.
Absolutely. You know, Mission United, for those who don't know, was adopted by United Way Worldwide. United Way Worldwide has never adopted a local initiative founded by a local United Way. Currently, it is in 20 cities across the nation, and it is expanding across the nation as we speak into other cities, because it is absolutely vital to be that voice in that organization that can help our veterans in every community across the nation connect within their community. So it's that bridge, because the military does something good. You know, they help us transition, and they help us, they train us to do our wartime mission. But one of the things they probably don't do so well right now is train us to reacclimate to civilian. And Mission United is kind of that bridge that veterans can walk across as they transition back into civilian life, and making that road a little bit more easy to navigate, instead of, you know, a lot of left and right turns and trying to figure out which way to go. And so it's great to be a part of this organization, and also knowing that it started here in Broward County and is now actually something that the rest of the country is looking to emulate.
Well, we're very proud, and you're looking at someone that has great pride in the fact that in some manner, shape, or form, not only people that were affiliated and associated and continue to be with Nova Southeastern University, but we will do everything possible to make Mission United as successful as we possibly can. And we thank you. I know those folks out there thank you, and I can tell you that I feel it as they're looking at this show. Alex Cruz. Let's get back to some of the multiplicity of problems that come your way. You gave us a little, shall we say, appetizer right on top.
Yes.
But I wanted to get the attention of the audience to the issues. Well, you mentioned suicide. You mentioned PTSD. Explain what PTSD is, and try to offer some comment.
That same sentiment that you touched on earlier about being proud to live in this country and serve our veterans is the reason that my wife and I do this with a passion. I think of a staff sergeant coming back from Iraq a couple years ago. Javier married his high school sweetheart. A lieutenant colonel called me from Miami and says, "Alex, can you help this young man?" A year ago, he was Baker acted in the VA hospital, and while he was in the hospital, he read a verse that says, "Your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out," and he therefore took out his own eye in the hospital. I mean, these are the type of conditions that we're seeing, a sense of paranoia. They haven't been sleeping. Sometimes they're hearing voices. When I see them, when I first meet them, sometimes they're very withdrawn. They won't make eye contact with you. They're tired all the time, because one of the most common things we find with a lot of our veterans that are coming back is they can't put together a full night of sleep, sometimes for 7 years. I've had veterans for 7 years that have only slept a full night's rest 2 nights. And these are the conditions that we're seeing, and it's backed up by the SPECT imaging. And when we do that brain SPECT scan, it correlates with the symptoms. But here's the beauty, is that we are able to share with the veterans images of before and after and show how the brain can improve. It's an injury. It's not an illness. It's an injury. And like any injury, if you give it the right therapy, if you exercise it the right way, if you have targeted approach to exactly where the needs are, you're going to have much better outcomes. And that's what having psychiatrists that we work with, doctors that we work with, radiologists that we work with, collectively, we're putting together a plan that's going to not just improve their mental state, but also it improves other things in their quality of life. Next thing you know, they start caring about their hygiene. They start getting along better with their families, their kids. I have letters and testimonials of veterans that are so thankful how this has saved their families, how their wives were getting ready to leave because they didn't know how to handle the situation. And because of these 2 to 3 month treatments have changed dramatically their lives. So much so that we formed fellowship meetings with these same veterans that we meet every 2 weeks because we, like Ken says, it's good for them to give back. It's good for them to find purpose again. So some of them are firemen that are taking some of the veterans on the road on ride-alongs, and some of them are actually enrolling into the fire department and going into school. I have a 82nd Airborne paratrooper, wonderful young man. When I first met him, had these severe headaches, couldn't leave his room. He didn't even want to associate or have a social life of any kind. Now, just spoke to him last week, he enrolled into a radiology school to go to seek an education in ultrasound. These are the type of things that we're seeing over and over and over again, and that's what gives us the passion to keep going.
And they become issues with mental health. They become issues with rejection and depression. And, you know, I mean, that's what Mission United is all about. You must hear it all the time. But I'm John Q. Citizen here. And I'm saying that, in essence, my heart bleeds for these people. And we must do everything possible to be supportive of units like Mission United and United Way. Ken?
No, you're absolutely right. And, you know, just being able to help promote to other veterans, because not every veteran understand what's going on. They don't understand about Mission United. They don't understand that the 22 Project exists. But the more that we connect as a community, the more we communicate as a community to let those know if you have served and you need help, you need assistance. And I will tell you as a veteran, a lot of us are very prideful. And so we're probably the last person that steps up to the plate and says, oh, hey, I got a problem. Not going to happen. But through networking opportunities where we can connect veterans with veterans or veteran-minded like people, those veterans will develop a relationship and they'll open up. And that gives us the opportunity to provide them with a service that can actually help turn around their lives so that they can be engaged in our communities. And when we look at the history of wars, going back to World War II to present, the evolution and the history of war has changed. But the conflict, the mayhem, the chaos, and the destruction has not. It's just a different type of chaos and destruction that we experience. And but as we help veterans connect and let them know that, I will tell you, when you're in a line unit and you're deployed, you have a battle buddy. The battle buddy relies on you and vice versa. And that's how you get through things. And just for those that are out there in the community, you have a battle buddy. And they're waiting to reach out to you and give you that hand and help you navigate and understand what Broward County has to offer you. There's so many organizations that are willing and they're there to help. Just, you know, make that connection with Mission United so that we can connect you with organizations like Alex's The 22 Project. It's just a wonderful opportunity. But veterans got to understand, you know, try to check that pride at the door. You know, don't let that stop from getting help. Don't let that stop from making a difference in your life so that you can actually have a solid foundation. So every morning when you wake up, you can stand fast and steady on your own 2 feet and move forward throughout life.
Well, like I said, you know, through really United Way here in Broward County, we established an Office of Veteran Affairs here. I know Dr. Kimberly Durham has been very, very active. She's, you know, now the dean, the interim dean of the Fisher School of Education, but she is still holding on to all of some of her other responsibilities. But we're very sensitive to it, and I wish that we had more opportunities to use that sensitivity. So anything that we could do here at Nova Southeastern University to complete the circle, which you guys start to draw, and I know that's how it happens, you know, because it is not a box. It's always some circular venture. And, you know, if there's any way that we can help to continue to draw that circle for Mission United, all you have to do is ask.
Well, thank you.
We are wanting to do that. Alex, there are some, I know, unique things are being studied today relative to issues that affect the brain and the nervous system per se. Is there anything that we could talk about that is available? I mean, I know that they're under the view of NIH and others, but is there, what's on the future line?
Well, for us personally, we're reaching out to more cities and communities, partnering with more hyperbaric centers to extend the treatments, because it is a treatment of 8 weeks, Monday through Friday. They have to go for about an hour and a half. So we figured it was easier, rather than trying to have a centralized place and disrupting family lives and things of that nature. Well, why not partner with centers that are already performing the hyperbaric oxygen therapy? They come in for an initial scan, which takes roughly about an hour and a half. They are seen by our psychiatrist and one of our doctors, which is about another hour. And then it's off on the treatments. And the process of the treatments, we also have volunteer veterans that have gone through the program that will go and mentor them through them, just to keep in touch with them and things of that nature. So that's kind of been our process all along. Mission United this year saw the impact that we were having in the community, and wanted to say, is there any way where we can help you continue to grow and continue to help more veterans, which is exactly what we need. You know, I'm a personal business owner, and we've always wanted to give back. And what better way to give back to our veterans? So my plea has always been to other business owners that loves our veterans, why not join hands with us? Why not partner with us? Continue to raise the awareness, raise the funds that is needed for these treatments, because I can tell you, in 2 to 3 months, lives are being changed. Families are being changed, and we can't do it alone. And fortunately, we're not doing it alone anymore. After 3 years, we've made some wonderful partners, friends. The golfing community has come behind us. The fishing community has come behind us. The motocross world has come behind us. So along the way, we're starting to make more connections, raise the awareness, because you're right, it is what we call the invisible wounds. Those wounds that are hidden, they're not apparent. We make them apparent. We make them apparent through radiology, through this wonderful test that gives at least the veteran and their families a hope that the reason they feel this way is not because, you know, they have this illness and this is what they need to live like for the rest of their life. And from there, they have an opportunity to improve their quality of life.
So, but all of these treatments are done under medical supervision.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
But there's clinical research being done right now, because the FDA has not approved it for that particular thing, but it's sort of off-label. But it's like I said, it's being clinically viewed.
Correct.
But you know, something just came to me, and I know this might sound far reach, but that's why I'm here. You know, with all of the interest in concussive injuries that are occurring in sports, there seems to be some opportunity between the National Football League and the NCAA that would be very interesting to see if there could be some connection between their need for information and the information which is occurring relative to the utilization of PTSD and things of that nature.
Exactly.
Because they are, in quotes, and I'm not playing doctor here, but they are, in quotes, injuries to the brain. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
I just thought of it just as I'm sitting here, but, you know, that's me. I'm just think about things. Ken, again, how do we, if the folks out there would like to be participatory and support Mission United, how can they do that?
One of the first ways and the easiest ways, if they just would want to get more information, if they dial 954-4-UNITED, it is a number that goes directly for Miss United case management. And what we do is we find out what your interests are, what you're looking to do, what information you need. It gets forwarded to a case manager, and we get in contact with you and try to link you up, maybe bring you in and talk to you, try to find out exactly in a holistic approach what your needs are and how we can assist you through a case management process, or just linking you with those resources. And one of the other things, for those who are influential leaders, what I like to call centers of influence in our community that are veterans or non-veterans, and you want to participate and volunteer and support our veterans, you can also dial that number and say, hey, look, I want to volunteer. I want to support Miss United. I want to give back and help our veteran community. But the easiest way is 954-4-UNITED.
And I'm sure that the folks know, because United Way is such a wonderful organization. I know we are major participants here at Nova Southeastern University in their cause. But I'm sure that if they want to participate with some money, that all they have to do is call the same number or call United Way of Broward County and specifically talk about Mission United. And I'm sure that money would go to Mission United, right?
Absolutely. And if they go onto the United Way of Broward County's website,
Right.
there are donate buttons. And I will tell you, United Way supports and funds our initiative because we are United Way of Broward County. And there's a donate button. And United Way of Broward County has 3 pillars in which they raise dollars: financial stability, health, and education. So any of the dollars that you're really focused, and you'll see on the website, or you can get more information if you contact United Way or Miss United, of how Miss United is actually intertwined into those 3 pillars. And but we are truly blessed to have United Way and our president CEO, Kathleen Cannon, who supports Miss United. She funds our operations, and she allows us to actually have the services and the processes available to run this great organization and be a part of our community. And anybody who's familiar with United Way, we are part of community impact. And it may sound repetitive or whatnot, but we do make an impact in the community, and it's great to be a part of it.
Thank you, sir. Alex Cruz, thank you very much for your, I don't want to say empathy, but your due diligence and your kindness. And thank you and your wife for Project 22, or 22 Project.
Yes.
And keep up the good work. And I hope those NIH studies come out real soon so that we can get this started to be more functional for the rest of the community.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And Ken Jude, I would salute you, because Master Sergeants are so important. Without Master Sergeants, I really don't think the armed forces can move. But that's my own opinion. But I do salute you. We thank you and your fellow veterans for what you do and what you have done for us as great American citizens. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Doctor. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you. Folks, I hope that we brought some attention to the issue of Mission United and the 22 Project. But most importantly, I hope we brought attention to the fact that I know how you feel about veterans. I know how you feel about the cause, that they all take honor and presence to protect us. So thank you very much for showing up again. And the show really speaks about the health care of the community. It's not direct health, although Alex Cruz did speak about it. So remember, this show is called Dateline Health. We come to you from Nova Southeastern University. And if you have any questions or comments, there's an address and telephone number right here. Remember, I always tell you to take good care of yourself. But in this case, I'm also going to tell you, take good care of the veterans as well, okay? Thank you very much for showing up. This program is called Dateline Health. We come to you from Nova Southeastern University. My name is Fred Lippman. Until next time, see ya.